What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Boo Bash. Today I have a ton of books with me, if you saw it in part of my intro, and today we're going to be talking about all of the books to help get your life together and get yourself together. So if you guys want to see those books and see what I recommend, let's get going. All right, so before we start, what do we think of this? I just got this sweater off the shoulder. I've never had an off the shoulder type thing before, but I felt like cute bright sports bra. I mean, what do we think? It's different, but I think it's cute. So, couple different things. So I've got hard copy books. I also have my Kindle with me because I do like to read on Kindle sometimes. And all of these books encompass a lot of different things, from social media to business to self-improvement to mental health, like a whole gambit of things. So I'm going to be kind of talking through them all, and let's get going. And the first one is The Subtle Art of Not Giving a You Know What. And I got this one because it's very much on mindset. It talks about, how to take those steps to be happier, how to change your mindset about things, view things differently, not let those little tiny things bother you. It's not a really long book, but it's one that I recommend. So, Subtle Art of Not Giving a You Know What. The next one is by Bessel van der Kolk. It's called The Body Keeps the Score. I think I've talked about this in an earlier video a little bit. It is a little bit of a longer read, but it talks about how trauma and how stressful events and things like that can have a negative impact not only on our mental health but also on our physical health and our bodies. And it talks about how there is that mind-body connection between things that happen to us and how we react and how our body stores everything. And also that when we've been through traumatic events or we've been through very stressful events, our body actually remembers those things. And that's why you might feel tense around other situations that associate with the original stressful situation type experience. But if you're interested in how your body and your mental health react and interact and how your body can remember those physical stressors, Body Keeps the Score is a really good one. The next one is, I like this because I love a good planner type book. It's Make Yourself Marketable. This is amazing for anybody who might be starting a YouTube channel, starting social media, starting a business, growing a business, anything like that. I absolutely love writing things out. My learning style is I have to see and do it. So having a book like this is phenomenal. But you actually write out the whole entire plan. It goes through the entire year of things of like priorities, reviewing, self-checking, self-auditing, looking at, for example, like your content planning, looking at things of like reviewing, month in review, reflections, everything that makes you kind of do those gut checks and check yourself and grow. The next one's not really a book to read. I throw this in because it's basically the size of a book, but it is the Erin Condren Life Planner. I use this I've used this probably for like 5-6 years. It is my planner that I use. This is last year's planner, I think. But for example, you have your month views, and I always do stickers. So for June, I did Adam's Family since, Greg is the Gomez to my Morticia, and we got married in June. But then I'm trying to find like a little more of an emptier week. But then I always get the hourly, for example, and it breaks everything down by hours. I've got space to fill things in. I absolutely love the Life Planner. And I have a code that if you've never purchased one before and you want to purchase a Life Planner, you can get $10 off of your first one. I'll be honest, they're addictive because you get everything. You have like Post-it notes and stickers, and I love my life planner. It helps me keep my life together. So this helps you keep things together. Once you get things together, this can keep it together for you. This next one, it seems kind of like a weird kind of a book to read, but it's called Being Boss. And I know the whole stereotypical like boss girl, boss babe, all those things. This isn't like that. What this actually looks at is taking control of your life. So it's not just a business kind of a book. It can definitely be used for business, but it also talks about taking control of your life, making like that mindset shift to be happy, to enjoy things, and how to take that control so that you don't feel like you're stuck in a rut. It's very motivational. And even though this is actually a book, there is, I think in the back of it, a link that you can go to and actually download a whole workbook that goes hand in hand with this. I have the workbook in a binder somewhere. And to be perfectly honest, I'm looking at my bookshelf and I think the binder is still packed, but this is phenomenal. If you feel like something is missing, if you feel like you're stuck in a rut, this can help you get out of that rut. It's one of the ones that if you've seen my motivational video, this influenced a lot of that and taught me a lot. So Being Boss. Next one. This is more of like for businessing, The Best Year Ever. Again, this is one of those ones that it is a planner and I really love it. And this is the business edition. There's actually a couple different editions. I think there's like a personal edition. There's like business edition, but I really like because what it does is it really helps you focus, identify your goals, look at your goals, and break things down to be realistic. Like I talked about in the motivational video, if things aren't realistic for you, they're not going to happen. I can say I'm going to get up at 5 a.m. every morning, but in all honesty, I only get out at 5 a.m. if I'm heading to the airport to go to Disney World. Otherwise, good luck getting me up at 5 a.m. But what this has helped me to do, and this is, I bought a brand new one because I'm getting ready for next year, is it breaks things down. And I really like how it does. So it's like, what did I achieve? What helped me achieve it? What hindered productivity and what can I change? So it really breaks it down. It makes you look at it, really look at yourself closely and look at your goals. So this, like I said, this is the business edition that I like to use for social media and stuff like that, and also for my coaching business. But there's also a personal version, and I think there's a couple other versions as well. I'm not entirely sure, but if you look up Lisa Jacobs, who's the author, on Amazon, all of the planners will, come up and show up. And I'll have a link to all of these books in my description so you can get them on Amazon if you'd like as well. This next one, it was hard for me to get through this one. I'll be honest. It's called Performance Habits. I always want to call it High Performing Habits, but High Performance Habits. And basically it is, what do the CEOs of the world, the high achievers of the world, what do they do and what are the habits that they have to be successful? Now, we're human. Habits are hard for us. It's hard to make change. Our brains are not wired to appreciate change. Our brains are actually very wired to resist change. So that's why this was so difficult for me, was because it really made me gut check myself, look at myself and say, what are the habits that I'm doing that are helping or not helping? And when I was reading through all of this, quite frankly, I was doing a lot of habits that were not helping myself and not helping myself grow professionally, personally, as an individual, as a wife, all of those things. And so this really, that's why it was a hard read for me. It made me gut check myself, and it was a hard look inside. I'll be honest. It was a hard look inside. The other thing that it does say is on the back of the book, if you buy the hardback, it has a professional assessment planner, different sheets like that, and supposed to help you out with a lot of that. I'm trying to find in here if it's a link that you go to. I'm guessing it is, but okay. So if you go in the back of the book, if you go to the website, you can get the information. You can get a planner. There's a membership that you can do. There's a 5-week master's program, like a master workshop type thing, and then a certification course to be a high performance coach. But again, if you feel like you need a gut check and some motivation and some clarity, this is going to be the book for you. So next one, it's actually kind of a twofer. It's the 12-week year. If you haven't read this, this is very interesting. So I'm actually rereading it, but basically they're taking a look at what are the core things that highly successful people do that they can accomplish more in 12 weeks than most people can accomplish in a year. And I have the book, and this is also the field guide workbook. So this is another one. I haven't gone through the workbook yet. I'll be perfectly honest. I've read through it, but I have not actually written in it and gone through it in that capacity, because this is another gut check one. This is another one where, are you doing those needle moving tasks that will get you there? When I read this through the first time, I was not doing those tasks. I needed to. Again, I needed this gut check of, am I doing things with my life that are going to be impactful and effective? And it's not just business, it's in my personal life as well. Am I letting life pass me by, or am I doing the things that, will bring joy and bring enrichment into my life? So I have a handful of books on my Kindle. The first one I have is called The Slight Edge. And let me see if I can get it pulled up here. My Kindle's about to die, so I don't know if it'll actually pull things up or not. No! It's dying on me. I'm at 2%. I think I need to plug my Kindle in. But what The Slight Edge is what is that one thing, or what are those things that give people that slight edge? Like, what makes people more influential than others, or what makes people stand out more than other people? What is that like little one thing? Because most of the time it really truly is one little thing, and it's not like a handful of things. So it talks about what is that one thing that gives you that slight edge over maybe somebody else. And it can be personally, professionally, anything like that. The focus of The Slight Edge is mostly business, but again, personal life, what could you do for yourself that gives you that edge? The next one that I have on my Kindle is called The Go-Giver. It's right here in the middle. What this does is it talks about, especially in business, what are you doing to give to others? And what that means is it's not, are you giving your business away type of a thing, but it's what value are you giving? What quality are you giving that people will respond to and will want? Are you giving value? Are you giving quality things? And if not, why not? And what are those things you need to give? So that's another good one for business. The next one I have is called Just Make Money. Basically for businesses, this is how to get out of your own way. What are those things that are stopping you from being successful? What are those things that are holding you back? And what do you need to do to get those things out of your way and change your mindset so that you can just be successful and you can do those needle moving things that you need in your life? The next one I'm reading is, not that I'm actively reading, but I have, and that is amazing if you want to get yourself together, is Journey of a Lifetime, the Bob Iger autobiography. I'm rereading this, and it's honestly so phenomenal because it talks about Bob Iger's journey from being a showrunner all the way up to being CEO of Disney, and his leadership perspective and how he views everybody, and just the amazing talent that he has, and how he has been able to be successful and have a balanced life and have a successful and happy life, as well as navigating all of those bumps and journeys along the way. And just his leadership style is so phenomenal because at the base of his leadership style is respect and mutual trust. And so many times I think a lot of leaders don't have that with their teams and with their people. So reading about how he's been able to run Disney and having that value is very interesting. And it's honestly worth it. If you are a leader, or if you're wanting to become a leader or have some leadership opportunities, totally worth reading to get that perspective. And then finally, the last one that I would recommend for, and I actually have two of them, for getting yourself together and kind of getting goals and getting your life together is the Miracle Morning books. I have just regular Miracle Morning, and then I also have Miracle Morning for Millionaires. And what this is it breaks down, again, what are those key steps that you need to do to be successful? What are those things? Because we always, whenever you have any kind of a goal, whether it's personal, professional, life, business, anything like that, you can sit and you can organize all the things. You can plan all the things. You can do all the things. But what are those like maybe 2 or 3 needle moving things that you need to do to propel yourself forward? So, for example, whenever I'm working with clients with anxiety and stuff, a lot of times they'll be like, well, let's just talk about the anxiety. Well, that's awesome, but are you going to practice the coping skills? Are you going to do the coping skills? Are you going to identify the triggers so that they no longer impact you or bother you? Those are the 3 things that you need to do to move forward with anxiety. And what are those 3 things you need to do in your life? And they call it Miracle Morning because they talk about you do these things first thing when you get up in the morning, and then your day is set up for success. So what are those things? So again, I have the Miracle Morning for Millionaires and just the regular Miracle Morning books. So these, and I'm holding them up with my legs. So these are all of the books that I recommend for getting your life together, getting yourself together, getting whatever together, basically. And like I said, I'll have everything in the description box. So if you want to go check these books out yourself, see what you think, you can get them for yourself, you can. I'm more than happy to answer any questions. So please give me all of your questions, thoughts, comments, everything down below. Check out my Instagram because one of the things that I like to do is I like to give takeaways of whatever book I'm currently reading. And I will see you guys tomorrow. I think it's going to be the last day of Boo Bash and it'll be Halloween. So stay spooky, everybody, and I'll see you all tomorrow.